Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Good Feeling Life. Talia here. I'm excited to be here with you today and talk some law of attraction stuff. So, welcome. Today I'm talking about law of attraction for those people who feel like it's not working. If you have a business or you're trying to call something into your life, you're trying to build something new, bring in a new partner, make some money, do whatever it is that you want to do, and you feel like it's not working. In my experience, it's always one of three things, which is what I excel at, and this is what I do. I'm a coach for women who want to use law of attraction to up level their life now. They want to learn the intricacies and the subtleties of what law of attraction really is, so that you can powerfully just move into what it is that you want. So today I'm talking about one of the biggest reasons why law of attraction does not work for people. First of all, if you know anything about law of attraction, you may hear some holes in my story. It's always working for you. It's just sometimes it's not bringing you what you want, but it is always working. So everything in front of you, your bank account, no matter how big or small, is a reflection of the work you're doing. And it doesn't mean that you're doing bad work if you have overdraft or you have debt. It just means that there's something that you're missing. If you're trying to call in money yet it's never working, today I'm going to help you with one major aspect that you can really look and ask yourself if this is what's happening in your life. So welcome. If you're tuning in, say hi. I always love to know who's joining me. And first of all, I want to tell you about a very exciting program. I'll just take 1 second, more than 1 second, let's be honest, but it'll be short. It's called Awakened Ambition, and I am helping women who want to start a purpose-filled business or already have their purpose-filled business click into law of attraction, build their business, and become healthy, happy, and abundant while changing the world. So if that sounds like you and you want more information, let me know. Give me a message. I have a couple spots available in that program, and it's exciting. So welcome. So today, law of attraction isn't working for me. So maybe you know law of attraction's a thing. You hear Oprah talking about it. Maybe you saw The Secret. You hear lots and lots of inspirational and, happiness leaders, whoever it is, talk about law of attraction. So you know it's real. I don't have to convince you of that. You know that people that you trust seem to think it's real. People like Oprah or whoever else really stand by this and swear that this is the way the universe works. So you're already there. Maybe you have mantras, you have visualizations, you meditate, you try to practice the principles as much as you can, visualizing the future and putting out there what you want. Maybe you're saying things to yourself like, I'm abundant, or whatever it is, but it just doesn't seem to be working. First of all, I want you to know that I totally understand. So if that's you, let me know, yep, in my business, it doesn't seem to be working. Or, yep, I'm trying to call in money and it doesn't work. Let me know what it is that you're struggling with. Maybe I can even help you live here or on the replay. But I know what you're feeling like. 1 year into my business, I was at a complete standstill. I believed in my business. I had the mantras. I could visualize myself on stage with these clients. I was solid in what I was offering, but I just wasn't making enough money to live this abundant freedom life that I had in my mind. I had in my mind this vision of no 9 to 5, of changing the world, of having clients all over the world, Skyping and Zooming with people all over the world. And I saw that I wanted to help women expand and grow and get through some of the things that I had been through. I wanted to use my nutrition training along with my coaching and combine it. And I just knew I could feel this is what I was meant to do. I could see myself on these stages. But when I looked around in my life, it felt like crickets. It was like I had these, 1 or 2 clients, we were making amazing progress, but where was this 10K months, 50K months? Where was this crazy abundance? Why wasn't it easy to sell out group programs? Why wasn't it easy to, have that demand? And I didn't understand. So today I'm here to help you if you're feeling like that in some way. It doesn't have to be business. It can be in any way. You feel like you're doing a great job, but it's just not happening, or it's not happening fast enough. And it might be really annoying when you talk to people or you hear about people talking about instant manifestations, and if you're doing it right, we can create instantly. And it's kind of irritating when you're in that space of feeling stuck, because it's like, okay, but how? How do I tap into my money? Where's my stuff, So today I'm here to help you with that, and hopefully I can shed some light on it. The first thing I want to say, which is the main topic I'm going to talk about today, is vibration. So you probably know about vibration because you're a seeker, or at least you've heard high vibe, low vibe. You may also know about law of attraction and how, ooh, I got a thumbs up. Let me know who's there. And how when you're high vibe, you get into an attracting zone. So you may know this, you may not. But I invite you to just allow this information in and just try to listen and hear it maybe for the first time or just in a new way that might spark some insight. So, oh, hey, Jennifer. I like the little hand shaky. So vibration, right? We say high vibe, it's associated with feeling good, feeling in flow with the universe. When things are just clicking, maybe you're getting signs and signals from the universe or opportunities are opening and you just feel like you're in the flow. That is the place we want you to get to. And we can get there fast. You can get there in one conversation. You can get there in a moment. But it's working your way into that becoming something normal, something that you really understand how to get there. So how do you get high vibe? How do you stay high vibe? Are you supposed to even stay high vibe all the time? So how you get high vibe is surrounding yourself and making sure that your life feels good. This is the whole premise of the good feeling life. When you have a good feeling life, you get in the flow. And again, this isn't 100%, doesn't mean you're not allowed to have a bad day or go through things. We all go through things, right? We lose loved ones or something happens that we don't anticipate. We can't expect to stay high vibe all the time. Jennifer said, and maintaining it. Yeah, so maintaining that high vibe. That is the secret. And in law of attraction, there's two other main things that I see, people struggle with, that it's almost like really 99% of the time, one of these three things. And in this new Awakened Ambition program, I take you through all these things and be your coach to hold your hand and get you through this stuff. But the very first one is vibration. So it's good to think positive. It's good to meditate and go to that place where, say for me, like I was outlining the business I wanted, I could sit there and visualize myself on Skype with clients all over the world, getting paid by people who don't mind paying me because they know the value in my work, me feeling very abundant, having time with my kids, being able to afford things and family vacations and not having to leave the house every day to a 9 to 5. I would sit there and I'd visualize, and I'd keep working at it. I'd always keep working, but never felt like it was fast enough. So we visualize and we get into this high vibration state. If we really go there, if you want to get into a high vibration state and you picture something joyful, maybe the birth of your child or your wedding day or a vacation you were on, or the thought of giving, the thought of surprising your sister with a vacation or some really awesome birthday present for a friend, or who knows, whatever it is that lights you up. We think of these things, we get there, but then as we get out of the state and we open our eyes and we walk around, we get triggered in life, right? We go in traffic, or, your mom says something that bothers you, or your friend cancels your plans, or you get an unexpected bill, and right away our vibration drops again. And that's normal. That's life. But I have a backdoor way to ensure that your vibration is always at quite a high place. And even when you dip from stressors or unexpected things that happen, you're able to bring yourself back up better. And this is one of the things, the key components when I'm working with someone one-on-one, that I really make sure that they know and get supported in, and make sure we have a badass plan to make sure that this is happening. So that comes from a general sense of taking care of yourself. So this is self-care. And this is self-care Talia style. Self-care Talia style is not only making sure that you're taking care of your needs, and some people think self-care is like hygiene and taking yourself out for dinner or getting a massage or buying yourself a nice new whatever. And it is all part of that. But it's also honoring these feelings we have inside and navigating what feels good and what doesn't as our only compass, not what we should do, not what someone else says we should do, but when we look at self-care as the way we conduct ourselves, having our own back so that we don't get in these situations where we're drained and fatigued and burned out and we might fluctuate in our moods and all this other stuff. If we look at self-care like a way of navigating life, not just about the thing you do, because your happiness isn't going to come from a pedicure. You can sit there in a pedicure and feel abundant and use it as a manifestation tool to up your vibe. You absolutely can. Hi, Melissa. I miss you already. I saw you yesterday, but I miss you. Self-care isn't just doing these things, because you could be sitting there getting a pedicure on your phone, being triggered by the things that are going on in the world, or checking your email, or being pissed off, or whatever, and not raising your vibe at all. So it's not about the pedicure. The massage, you could be getting a massage and thinking, oh, she's not even doing this, and oh, this is so much money, how am I ever going to pay for this? And it's not going to be upping your vibe. So self-care is really a state of mind. And this is one of the major reasons, guys, major reasons that law of attraction seems to not be working. It is working because it's always working. It never shuts off. It's 100% of the time there. But sometimes it's not bringing in what we want. So we want this, all these things, but they're not coming to us. And often it's because we're not navigating the world in a way that feels good. We hate our jobs, we're unhappy in our relationships, our health is suffering, we're doing things, self-sabotaging behavior, all this stuff all the time. And we're desperately trying to balance it out with vision boards and mantras and, in pedicures and whatever else. But we need to bring some integrity to every area of your life. So when it comes to vibration, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing bleeds into your personal power in every other area of your life. So there were times when I was doing some pretty powerful stuff. I was helping people as a nutrition consultant, and I was feeling like I had a really good life, especially on the outside, but inside I was so upset. I was drinking excessively and I never felt good. Every mirror I passed, it was negative self-talk. I hated shopping. I hated this. I hated that because I was so not okay with myself inside. And that overall, my vibration is low, because even when I'm doing these good things and I'm, having good conversations with friends and I've got support in my life and all of this, my vibration overall can't be very high. And we've seen this there's a phrase that says, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And they say that in group settings, in teams, work, sport teams, whatever, is you're only as strong as your weakest link. And that's the same in our life. So I want you to kind of take that in, and anything that feels like big truth for you, I'm getting goosebumps. So like someone watching or on the replay, this is for you, maybe everybody. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So we need to start looking at the big things in your life that don't feel good. So do you say that you have a soul-sucking job? Do you know you're in an unhappy relationship and he's not the one, but you're terrified to leave? Do you know that your job is good, but there's something else that you want to be doing so bad? Or do you want to desperately travel and you're obsessed with it, but it's never happening? Where are the areas in your life that are out of integrity with who you truly are? Because those things are the things that are starting to, they're reflecting back at you in other ways and won't allow you to become high vibe enough to just tap in to the abundance, to the love, to the connections, to the flow. Because when we tap in, it is instant. We tap in and we tap in, and we've all probably had times where it's like this clicked and this clicked and this clicked and holy crap. And that's because we were in a place where almost everything we were looking at felt good. And again, I don't want this to seem like everything is perfectly Pollyanna and there's never any down struggles and there's never any, because that's not the case. I'm a mixed bag. I've got all the stuff going on, but I'm learning, and I have learned I'm practicing all the time how to take care of myself. So I've used this situation before, but if there's a social gathering that doesn't feel good, saying no often feels better than trying to go because you should. Or, people often say, well, if I was only doing what felt good, I'd never go to work. But sitting at home not going to work while your boss is calling you and then you end up getting fired, that wouldn't actually feel good. That's your ego being like, wow, we can't go on what feels good. But if you step back, you go, why not? Why wouldn't we go on what feels good? Like, what the hell? That actually makes no sense. So we're supposed to pick things that don't feel good so that we can somehow get the carrot we're chasing. I don't know exactly why, but you have to start choosing what feels good. So if you have the job that's soul sucking, just not showing up one day, deking out, and never going back wouldn't feel good. That weird burn bridge, that connection that happened wouldn't feel good in your mind. But maybe starting to look at the possibilities of creating your own business, looking at the possibilities of what else is out there, what else could you do, or how in your job could you change what you're doing, or ask for a raise, or become the team leader, or whatever it is. Start looking the direction of how can I change this, and then eventually how can I leave, or how can I get that promotion or whatever. And that would feel better than just staying where you are. So Jennifer says, oh yes, had one of the days that just click. Had those days when nothing clicks too. Totally. And so to keep in the zone of clicking, to keep in the zone of manifestation, you have to. Like, I wish it could be easier, or I wish it could be something that you didn't actually have to do, because that would be much more pleasant. But you have to do what feels good and move in that direction. You absolutely have to. This is the point of this life existence. We are humans on this playground while we're here in life, and we're meant to find what feels good. Because the people that are really good at what they do and impact the world, it's always the thing that feels good to them. Always. When you see a musician that's really, really good, that's just changed your life, or artists or actors or whatever else, I'm picking creative things, but lawyers, doctors, the ones that love what they do and do what lights them up, those are the ones that go on to change the world in their corner, right? So you got to start with you, and you got to start in your everyday life. Where are the weakest links? And overall, how I started mentioning about self-care is when we start to take care of ourselves more and really give yourself that long shower, really give yourself the permission to stay home tonight, or give yourself the permission to take yourself out for dinner because you just want to, or spend the extra money on something that absolutely lights you up that you need or want or whatever. That's when we start to feel good. So self-care is, you can't ever think you've got self-care mastered. That's just my other tidbit, because it has so many different facets and so many different angles to it. So self-care is choosing what feels good, associating yourself with people that feel good. It's about having enough rest, having enough downtime, mental rest, even just quiet. Hi, is it Lana? I'm going to say hi, Lana. Hi, thanks for the heart. So that is one of the absolute biggest reasons why law of attraction is not attracting you what you want, is because in your life, you just haven't quite yet reached that high vibration state by giving yourself permission to be you, to do what lights you up, to follow that dream and do what you can to make that dream happen. Do what you can from where you are with what you have. That's it. You don't have to go hire a $10,000 coach tomorrow, or pack up your family and move to Brazil at the drop of a hat. It's about starting where you are and looking at what you can do right now that would light you up. What do you dream of doing? What do you want to spend your time doing? If you had zillions of dollars, what do you want to spend your time doing? Think about that and then start moving in that direction. And every time you hear that funny little voice, we all know what it is, it's the ego going, you can't do that, and you can't afford that, and who are you to do this? And whatever else, you can't listen, because that is a downer. Think of how that feels. If you had a friend that was like, one day I'm going to move to Brazil, and you just followed her or him around going, well, how are you going to do that? You're never going to afford that. What are you going to do with your place while you're gone? Nobody's going to support you. That's ridiculous. You should have done that in your 20s. That's the shit that our voice says all the time. And how does that make you feel? Meh, right? So anything that's meh is low vibe. But the possibility of one day, though, I'm going to start looking at pictures just for shits and giggles. I'm going to look up flights. Who knows like how much they are? Just maybe put a flight alert on my phone so I'm constantly seeing all these possibilities of flights I could jump on. You have to start moving in the direction of what you love. Self-love is that. And then when you bring that person who's learning how to take care of themselves, honoring their needs, honoring what they like and what they don't like, are you sensitive and hate crowds, or do you get refueled by a crowd? Either way, you're perfect, but you need to learn and honor who you are. So once you become that person and you're operating in that zone, then you take that person to a bubble bath, or you take that person to a pedicure, and they take their already vibration into it and just take it in. I didn't really get pedicures, but if I did, I'd kind of sit there and, I don't know, just kind of zone somewhere else. I wasn't really very present. And now when I get it, I walk in, and from the minute I walk in, I think, I can afford this. This is self-care. This is enjoyable. And I don't pick up my phone. This is just me. I sit and I enjoy, and I have a conversation with the woman that's helping me, and I make that connection, and I tip well, and I turn it into this high vibration act because I deserve it. And because I do that, I make more money. I'm more successful in my business. My life flows easier. My relationships are better. And you just have to, if you're on the fence of trusting me, if it can really make that much difference, you have to try it, right? It's like trying to describe what a mango tastes like. You can only go so far, but when you actually experience the mango, you're like, oh, okay, this is what everybody's been talking about. So Jennifer says, that's an idea. Pop-up reminders like the flights to push yourself. Love it. Yes. And for me, and I know it's just a word thing, but I don't even look at it like push myself. It's inspire. And I pull shit to me. Today I'm in a feisty mood. I had a really great conversation with a client, so I'm all feistied up. But I pull that shit towards me. So I want to go to Italy. I have flight reminders every day coming on my phone, going from 2 different airports that I could go to 2 different airports over there that I'd want to go to. And every day I'm pulling it. And one day I'm going to open that email, enter my credit card information, it's going to be done. I can feel myself pulling Italy closer to me. I notice people talking about it. I notice it I notice an Italian restaurant I've never even noticed anymore. I can feel it. So look at it like that. You're pulling it towards you. But the whole reason why I came on here today, and the piece that very much could be missing, is self-care and what that looks like, and how self-care above anything else, it's not an act, it's a state of mind. It's not a thing you do ever. It's loving yourself to want to do those things. It's giving yourself the indulgence and not feeling bad, not feeling selfish, spending your hard-earned money on things that light you up. Yes, we have to save. Yes, you might have children to buy things for, or mortgages to pay, or whatever else, but you can also indulge in yourself by treating yourself well, buying yourself fresh cut flowers or a new book or whatever. But remember that it's not in the book. You could be negative self-talking yourself all the way around the bookstore, buy it, be stressed about the money, convinced that it'll never show up again and that you shouldn't have bought it, and it won't be working. It'll be stopping the abundance that you're asking for. So self-care is the state of mind. It's loving yourself enough to want to do those things. So if you said, I get a pedicure every 6 weeks and it feels amazing, and I said, why? And if the answer is anything around because I love myself and I'm worth it, that's the place we want to get to, and taking that into everything you do. I'm willing to pay more for organic food because I'm worth it. And I've decided that in this life experience, I actually make money from spending more money on myself in times that, in things that are really important. And I know that probably sounds crazy. If you're new to me, that might sound insane, but I decide. I decide how this life experience goes, and every time I treat myself well, I invest in myself, whether it's organic food or a trip or whatever, I make money, I gain clients, I get unexpected checks in the mail from the government, anything. Any sort of abundance always comes to me every time I treat myself. So I know that we decide this, and I know that we tap into it. So do yourself a favor today and look at your self-care, remembering now that you've been through this video that it's a state of mind, not just a thing you do. No pedicure can save you, no massage can save you, but the mind shift, awesome. The mind shift of I am worth anything that lights me up, and I will do it, and there must be a way. And I am smart enough, and I am worth it, and I can do this. If you can start saying those things even just a little bit, you start saying it a little bit, you start, little things happen and you talk yourself out of it in this positive way, very soon you believe it. And self-love has always been my struggle. That's what led to the rest of my own struggles with an eating disorder and drugs and alcohol and all the stuff. It was a lack of self-love at the bottom of it. So this stuff doesn't come easy to me. I'm not coming from a place of like, I've always had this overwhelming confidence. Like, that's not who I am. I shouldn't say not who I am, but it wasn't what I've been in my past. So I'm really speaking some truth, knowing how hard it is, knowing how it feels very difficult to change your thoughts around self-love and what you're worth. But what is worth, right? It's what is worth. Why can someone charge $5,000 for a painting or $20 for a painting? There's that painting that's got, what is it, a red dot in the middle? It's like 50 grand or something. So who's to say what's worth what? It's just what other people put on it, what you put on it. Why are you willing to pay $100 for one pair of shoes and $20 for another? Because of the value. You put the $100 pair of shoes mean a lot to you, and they look at them as versatile, and they look really awesome, and you can wear them to this wedding. So you deem it's worth that. So what is your own self-worth? What are you worth? And it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter what you've done, what hand you've been given in life, how big or small you feel in your life, what you do for a living, if you have children or not. None of that matters. None of that is to do with your worth, because innately, inside, without trying, without having to be somebody, you were born worth it. You were born incredible. You were born a powerful creator. You were born in love with yourself until you learned that you weren't good enough. You learned to shame your body, or to feel like you're not smart enough, or not to speak up, or you didn't learn how men should treat you, or whatever it is that you've gone through. That's only what you've learned in this human experience. And humans can be, I usually put such a positive spin on things, but humans can be jerks. And it's not their true selves. It's, again, what we've learned. They're the same product as what you've grown up in, and they've learned that they're not worth it. And people can be very mean, but remember that it's just people projecting their crap on you. You innately are worth it. Krista, Jennifer, you're so welcome. I'm really glad this is resonating with you, because what you have inside is what you have to give. So if it's your business, if you're wanting abundance, if you're wanting to call in love, you're wanting a happier life, you're wanting, more peace, more joy, whatever it is, I always like to say happiness, health, abundance, because isn't that what we're always looking for? Happiness, health, abundance. In order to have all that, you need to remember that self-love is a state of mind, and that you are just worth it. That's it. You're worth going to bed early. You're worth choosing water over the alcohol one night. You're worth being treated amazing by men or women in your life, by your family. You're worth that promotion. You're worth having your own job and being wildly successful and helping people all over the world. You are worth all of that. And so as you remember that, that will raise your vibration. And as we raise our vibration, we seriously tap into this flow that, just like the mango, how I can't even describe exactly what it feels like, you have to feel it for yourself. But those days or those weeks or those months, those years where everything is clicking, that is what it feels like pretty much all the time. And when bad things happen, bad things, negative things, unexpected things, because your vibe is so high, you're able to look at the assignment, look at the reason, look at how you can get help, look at the brighter side sooner. So then your vibration stays higher, because shit's gonna happen. You know, one day you might get laid off, a parent might pass away, you might get a diagnosis, or you might get an unexpected bill. Something may happen. But when you've spent time and focus on all this stuff that we're talking about today, and realizing that innately you are a badass, unique, amazing person that deserves the absolute best and can create the absolute best in this life. Once you truly sink into that, as those things that are perceived as negative or scary or sad happen, you'll be able to bounce back. You'll be able to see the gem. You'll be able to take that coal and make it into a diamond. You're able to take that pain and transform it into a way that you can help others and you can be of service. So that's why we keep our vibration high. That's why, because that is the way to tap into everything and anything that you could possibly want or dream of. Physical, non-physical, it's the way to tap into it all. So I hope today that I've helped you a little bit with one area that is often going wrong, and that is vibration, self-love, and realizing it's not in the pedicures, it's not in the one act, it's in the state of mind. It's in the realizing that you are absolutely incredible and you have a cute laugh and cute toes and whatever it is that you're really good at, you're really freaking good at it, and we need you, and you make us laugh and you make us smile, and you are so worth it. I am covered in goosebumps and feeling the emotion of just knowing that you are absolutely incredible. And the more that you believe that, and the more that you sink into that, you sink into the flow, and then life just takes off on its own. So I love you so much. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in that Awakened Ambition program, just shoot me a message. Let me know. I can give you the information. I love you. Have an amazing day.